If you're looking to buy a camera and you're on a budget, you're gonna wanna watch this video and stay for all 3 tips because you could end up saving hundreds of dollars.
You gotta just press record.
Hey guys, my name is Nolan with Think Media. Now I've bought a whole bunch of cameras and camera gear over the past 10 years. I even bought a Super 8 film camera for $10, probably the cheapest camera I've ever bought, but I know how to get a good deal. Now instead of just going on Amazon and buying a camera, there's some other ways to get really good deals and save a whole lot of money when looking to buy a camera, a lens, or some other film gear. The first way is to shop for refurbished. Now, if you don't know what a refurbished camera is, it's basically when people buy these brand new cameras and sometimes they just don't work, there's something wrong with it, so they send it back. Let's say you have a Canon M50, you send it back to Canon. Canon will actually send that person another new camera, but they're not just gonna throw away that camera. They make them brand new, they fix anything that's wrong with it, and then they resell it as refurbished because it is used. It's refurbished. What Amazon is actually calling this is renewed. So on Amazon, you can actually get refurbished cameras. You want to search your camera and type in renewed or refurbished, and you're going to see cameras at a lot cheaper of a price. And the coolest thing about this is if you do go through Amazon to get a renewed camera, they have a 90-day guarantee. Basically, it's an insurance for your camera, making sure nothing's wrong with it. Now, refurbished cameras, I've bought those over the past. One of my first DSLRs was a refurbished camera. I got a really good deal on it. Now, nothing's wrong with these cameras. You got to remember that they fix them and they send them back out. So it's a good way to get a really good deal on a camera. Canon's website also has refurbished cameras on there. So you just got to look around for the camera you're searching for, do a little Google search and look for refurbished cameras. You can end up saving some good money. On this listing right here with the Canon M50, you can save $75. You get the full camera, you get the kit lens, and you save $75 and you got that 90-day guarantee for that camera, which I think is a sweet deal. Saving $75. The camera basically is just like new. It's all fixed. It's all ready to go. So I always recommend to my friends to look into refurbished cameras, see if you can get a good deal. Number 2 way to save a whole bunch of money is to buy used. And I've done this so many times with a lot of my camera gear. Some places where you can buy used cameras is on eBay. Even on Amazon, there is a used section. You can go on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, those kind of secondhand seller apps. Those are great for buying cameras in your local area. If you're gonna buy a used camera on Amazon, you do have that kind of Amazon backing where if something does go wrong, you can contact Amazon and they're probably going to help you out. Whereas if you go through somewhere like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, you are going to get a better deal. You can potentially save a lot more money going this way, but sometimes you just don't know if it's going to work. So if you are going to meet up and exchange money for a camera, make sure that thing works. Bring an SD card, take some video, take some photos, make sure everything's good to go before you buy the camera. Now, most people aren't trying to scam you for a camera, but you do want to make sure that it's working and it's worth the money that you're paying for. Another thing to look for on Facebook, OfferUp, Craigslist, any of those kind of apps or websites is you want to make sure that the price is right for you. Now you have people setting the prices for these cameras. Sometimes the price is really low. Maybe they just want to get rid of it quickly. Sometimes the price is pretty high and it's not really worth buying it used. So you want to check on Amazon, you want to check on Facebook, OfferUp, check some different places, cross-reference the price point to see if you are getting a good deal. But the cool thing is you can negotiate prices on this app, and that's exactly what I did on OfferUp. Now right here on OfferUp, I found a Canon M50 for $500. Now it's a decent price, but you can get an even better price. So I messaged this person and I asked if they would take $400 for it, and they said that they couldn't do that, but they could meet me halfway at $450. Now $450 for a Canon M50 is actually a really good price. So try messaging a couple people and seeing what the best price you can get on your camera. Now this last one is definitely going to save you the most amount of money, but it's not for everyone. And that is our third option, which is rentals. So if you didn't know, there's some websites where you can rent cameras and camera gear, whether it's locally or people will ship it to you. And this is a really good option for people who want to try out a camera without purchasing it, or maybe they just need the camera on weekends to shoot their YouTube videos or on weekends to shoot a client video production video. Maybe you want to start a video podcast, but you don't want to buy thousands and thousands of video gear. This would be a great option for you if you just want to shoot on the weekends, shoot like 4 videos once a month and do that every single month. You could end up saving a whole lot of money. One of the apps I've used before is called ShareGrid, and this is locally renting out camera gear, camera equipment. Typically, there is more expensive cameras on here, so you're not going to find something like an M50 unless you're in a big city like Los Angeles. There is a whole bunch of cameras on every single level in Los Angeles. I'm sure in New York, it's probably the same there. Now, I just moved to Phoenix, Arizona. There's not as many options here, so it definitely just depends on where you live. And if you live in a big city, you're going to have more options for renting cameras, whereas if you don't live in in a big city, I have another option for you. Going to Lens Protego or Lens Rentals, these websites are great for renting out camera gear for a good price. I've used these companies myself for client work or for wedding videos, all sorts of different video production. And the nice thing is they just ship it right to your house. You can rent it out for a weekend, a whole week. You can really do it as long as you want. Of course, the longer you rent it, the more expensive it's going to be. But then what you do is you just pack it back into the gear, you ship it to them, and you save a whole lot of money rather than just buying some really nice camera equipment for a weekend. Again, if you are looking for a cheap camera, you still could rent something like the Canon M50. I believe you can get it for like $50 a weekend, which is a pretty good deal. Then you can see if you like it. And if you don't, then you only spent $50. You can start looking into another camera, maybe rent a different camera and try that one out next. However, if you do want to do more professional video work or start a video podcast, you can actually on ShareGrid in Phoenix rent an A7S II for $15 with the lens for $17. So it's $32. If you shoot once a month, you shoot 4 videos once a month, this is going to cost you $384 a year, and you have some really awesome video quality. It's definitely something worth looking into, but do I recommend that you just rent cameras forever? No, but it definitely is affordable enough for you to get started on YouTube while you can save money on the side to purchase the camera that you want. And really, if you have a smartphone, then there's no excuse as to why you're not posting videos onto YouTube. So click on the screen, find out how you can start making YouTube videos completely on your phone from start to finish.